People who speak loudly expect your nervous system to flinch. What if your calm made their volume collapse into quiet? If you want that result, listen carefully and train deliberately. Calm that silences noise is not an accident. It is engineered. You create a field around you that resists emotional gravity. The field forms from breath, posture, tone, and attention allocation. When the field stabilizes, loud energy loses targets and collapses. This is not mystical. It is behavioral physics applied to emotions. You never notice this, but it controls you more than arguments. Begin with the base rule of non-reactivity through delayed commitment. Most people commit to an emotion the second they feel it. The delay is a small window where choice becomes possible. Stretch that window to a full breath before any response. Inhale slowly, hold briefly, exhale longer. Let the urge pass. You are not suppressing. You are letting chemicals finish their wave. After the wave, cognition returns and options become visible. Loud energy depends on instant contagion. You refuse the invitation. Now construct the first silent strategy, the neutral anchor. The neutral anchor is a micro-ritual for emotional reset. Keep your chin level, relax your jaw, drop shoulders a little, rest your gaze near their eyes without chasing every movement. Let your hands stay still, one resting lightly over the other. Breathe through your nose, longer out than in, steady and quiet. Say nothing for a heartbeat when new pressure appears. This pose tells your brain there is no emergency here. Your body calibrates your mind. Your mind calibrates your voice. The loud person experiences an unexpected vacuum of reaction. Without resistance, their intensity begins to search and then diffuses. Build the second strategy, the question mirror without explanation. When someone pushes, most people defend and explain and argue. Explanations feed the push. Questions consume the push and digest it. Use short, targeted questions that reveal motive and waste their momentum. Examples include, what outcome do you want here? What would be the best next step? What specific change are you asking for? Which part matters most to you? Deliver each question with slow pace and gentle downward tone. You are not solving them. You are making them solve themselves. The brain that explains loses leverage to the brain that inquires. Loud voices fade when they must convert volume into clarity. Layer the third element, tempo control with strategic silences. Silence is not absence. Silence is a tool that shapes time. Two kinds matter here, the immediate pause and the reflective pause. The immediate pause is 2 slow breaths after any accusation. You allow words to land. You allow dust to settle. The reflective pause appears after you ask a firm question. Look slightly down for a second, then return to neutral gaze. Your quiet tells their nervous system to fill the gap. Many will soften, because unsupported loudness becomes self-conscious. Add the fourth mechanism, the boundary said like a fact. Do not plead, do not decorate, do not over-explain. Facts are short lines delivered once, then held by repetition. Use forms like, that does not work for me. Use forms like, I am not available for that. Use forms like, we will continue when voices are calm. Follow with silence, not reasons. Let the line stand alone. People test boundaries that wobble, not boundaries that rest. Install the fifth pattern, selective acknowledgement to disarm intensity. Acknowledgement is not agreement. It is recognition of emotional content. Say a single calm sentence that names their visible concern. Try, I hear that you want speed. Try, I see you care about accuracy. Never add a but. Never attach an excuse or justification. After naming, return to your question mirror or your boundary. This gives their nervous system relief without granting strategic ground. Loud people calm when they feel seen without being obeyed. Embed the sixth lever, voice architecture built for control. Volume is least important. Pitch and cadence matter more here. Keep your pitch slightly lower than usual. Not forced, simply grounded. Use sentences that end downward, avoiding rising tones of uncertainty. Leave small rests between phrases, letting meaning complete itself. Do not stack 3 sentences without a pause for air. Your voice becomes a metronome that sets the room's rhythm. Who sets rhythm sets perception of certainty and leadership. All 6 strategies grow from a deeper frame, called chosen scarcity. Scarcity here means your attention is rare and precise. Do not feed every provocation with attention. Feed only structure. When you reward clarity, people move toward clarity to reach you. When you reward noise, people escalate noise to reach you. Your rewards are silence, questions, boundaries, and decisive next steps. Those are the currencies of calm influence. Spend them deliberately. Let us refine the engine underneath these visible behaviors. Emotions ride on breath, posture, and inner speech patterns. Fix breath and posture first. Inner speech follows more easily. Catch inner speech that predicts conflict, disaster, and humiliation. Replace it with neutral process lines that keep you functional. Say, slow everything and choose the next small move. Say, I can acknowledge emotions without surrendering decisions. Say, I will speak only after one full breath. These scripts anchor your nervous system during external storms. Practice before pressure, so training becomes automatic under heat. Select a daily ritual to rehearse the neutral anchor. Posture, 10 slow breaths in the morning, 10 slow breaths at night. Add 2 short sessions at midday when distractions begin to spike. During practice, visualize noise and imagine your body staying unshaken. Pair that visualization with one boundary line spoken once. Then, pair with one question mirror delivered slowly and cleanly. Repetition turns tools into reflexes when you truly need them. Understand the psychology that makes these strategies work repeatedly. Loud behavior seeks resonance in your nervous system first. If you resonate, you reflect and amplify and then escalate. If you absorb without resonance, the energy returns to the source. Humans read micro-expressions faster than they understand words. The neutral anchor removes fuel from their pattern recognition loop. Your stillness denies them proof of victory or signs of fear. Their brain loses certainty and pulls back to reassess options. Notice how attention management multiplies every other technique. Do not stare aggressively. Do not scan nervously. Do not fidget. Hold a steady, soft gaze near the eyes, never the mouth. Let your focus land briefly on tasks or notes when helpful. Return to the eyes for the final words of your sentence. This pattern signals balanced power without inviting challenge. Loud people often chase eyes that dart and bodies that twist. Still eyes and still bodies end. Games before words begin. Remember, the trap that ruins calm faster than anger. That trap is hidden self-justification, dressed as truth delivery. The urge to correct every misunderstanding becomes a leash. Cut the leash by valuing outcomes over perfect narratives. Ask what result matters right now. Ask which decision unlocks progress today. Choose actions that produce structure, not speeches that soothe ego. Your calm becomes measurable through improved results and fewer conflicts. There is a deeper twist you must accept to master calm. Calm does not guarantee agreement. Calm guarantees clarity of power. Sometimes the correct move is graceful withdrawal without drama. Sometimes the correct move is firm escalation with clean documentation. Calm minds pick the move without emotional contamination. When loud people discover that, they choose quiet or leave. Both outcomes favor your energy and your focus and time. Protect your field with recovery protocols after intense exchanges. Walk slowly and breathe through your nose for several minutes. Relax your jaw and let shoulders drop. Open your hands fully. Drink water and look at something neutral and far away. Write one sentence about the lesson, not the person, then stop. Recovery prevents residue from the exchange. Hijacking your next hour. You finish the interaction clean instead of replaying the conflict. Calm that silences loudness is learned like any disciplined craft. You practice. You log, you adjust, you practice again with intention. Do not chase perfection. Chase consistency under mild discomfort daily. Expand into heavier pressure only after fundamentals feel automatic. Discipline beats intensity, because discipline repeats while intensity fades. In a few weeks, people will feel something different near you. They will lower volume before speaking, without knowing why. That is the quiet influence you are building with purpose. The manual will reveal more pattern interrupts and pressure valves soon. For now, repeat the anchor, the mirror, and the boundary. Use tempo control and voice architecture with chosen scarcity. Track progress by behavior change, not by applause or praise. The goal is fewer arguments and faster clarity with less effort. That is real control, quiet and measurable and sustainable. Ready for the next unlock? Or will noise keep choosing you? You think calm means stillness, but it is actually precision in chaos. You think composure is born, yet it is trained through mental isolation. If you want to stay untouched by pressure, start by understanding control. Control begins with awareness of the nervous system loop. Every loud person targets that loop, not your logic. Their tone, pace, and body tension are tools to provoke. Yours, most people respond unconsciously because the body reacts before the mind. This is how calm people lose control without realizing they ever reacted. You never notice this, but your body answers questions your mouth never asked. First, observe what triggers you without trying to stop it. The mind that studies its reactions gains authority over them. Notice where in your body tension starts when provoked. It could be the jaw tightening, chest pressure, or breath shortening. Once identified, do not fight it, only label it silently. Naming the trigger interrupts automatic escalation. This is the foundation of tactical calm, awareness without emotion. Second, replace the internal narration that fuels reactivity. Loud people depend on your internal dialogue to amplify their noise. Your mind repeats lines like, "This is unfair," or "I must prove them wrong." Each line feeds the emotional system more fuel to burn. Rewrite the inner script to neutral process lines. Say, "This is data about pressure, not danger." Say, "I choose my speed, not their speed." The brain rewires around words repeated during conflict. Language is emotional architecture, and calm minds build with precision. Third, master the art of micro-delays before sound leaves your mouth. You have 2 seconds between awareness and response. Use it. Those 2 seconds are invisible to others but visible to your mind. That gap separates reactors from strategists. Breathe once, drop your shoulders, then decide the smallest possible reply. Never mirror their tone. Mirror their pace, but reduce it slightly. This creates what manipulators call control friction. They push. You slow the rhythm. The push loses power. Whoever controls rhythm controls perception of authority. Fourth, install the boundary of internal disconnection. Do not emotionally join every topic someone throws at you. Most people mistake listening for merging. You can hear without absorbing, and observe without belonging. Imagine a transparent wall between their emotion and your thought. Their sound waves pass through, but meaning stops where you decide. That invisible distance makes calm sustainable without suppression. You appear engaged, but your energy stays untouched. Fifth, practice the quiet stare of analysis. Eyes reveal ownership of attention. Do not dart, flinch, or mirror rapid movements. Keep your gaze anchored just below their eyes, never wandering. Too soft invites control. Too hard invites challenge. Stay balanced. The stare says, "I see everything but react to nothing." Within seconds, the brain of the loud person starts to recalibrate. Attention that does not follow them weakens their social momentum. Sixth, learn the compression rule for speech. The more pressure, the shorter your sentences. Long explanations are leaks in psychological structure. Speak in compact, grounded lines that cannot be twisted. Say, "That's clear." Say, "I disagree." Say, "We can revisit that later." Never argue. Just close loops calmly. Compression builds authority because clarity sounds like confidence. These 6 control anchors expand your internal field of dominance. Not dominance over others, but over reactions within you. Once the body obeys the mind, the world obeys perception. You will feel a quiet distance form between stimulus and emotion. That distance is not coldness, it is space for strategy. The moment you see that space, you stop being controlled, and yet there is a deeper layer few ever reach. What if calm itself could influence others without a single command? That question begins the next secret of silent authority. People mistake calmness for inaction, but it is an invisible form of control. You think reacting shows awareness, but reaction only reveals your programming. If you want real influence, you must learn the art of invisible command. Every interaction is a silent war of rhythm. Some people dominate through sound, others through silence. The loud dominate space, the calm dominate time. You never notice this, but control of timing decides emotional. Hierarchy. Whoever controls when things move controls how things end. The first hidden principle is tempo. Capture.tempo. Capture means setting the unseen pace of an exchange. You do this by slowing your breathing while they speed. Their nervous system tries to synchronize and fails, creating confusion. That confusion is the first layer of authority. You become the reference point. They become the variable. You are not louder. You are slower and therefore stronger. The second principle is tension withdrawal. Most people fight tension by pushing harder against it. You dissolve it. Instead, by removing emotional participation. When a conversation grows sharp, soften internally, not externally. Relax your facial muscles, especially the area near the eyes. Let your breath deepen and eyes lower slightly as if observing. This posture signals that energy will not multiply here. Tension dies where there is no mirror to reflect it. The third principle is linguistic minimalism. Power never wastes language. Each extra word reduces gravity. Say what matters, then stay silent. People fill silence with their own uncertainty, not yours. The one who talks less forces others to measure every word. Your few words will sound heavier, even if simple. Psychologically, humans link brevity with authority and stability. The fourth principle is emotional detachment from outcome. Loud people depend on your need for resolution. They keep you chasing closure so you stay reactive. When you detach, you turn urgency into leverage. They rush. You wait. They stumble into their own contradictions. The calm mind does not chase results. It magnetizes them. Detachment turns pressure into patience and patience into control. The fifth principle is selective engagement. You do not need to address every question or accusation. Some words deserve space, not response. Choose what you answer. Ignore the rest with neutral stillness. People lose power when ignored by a mind they cannot provoke. Your silence becomes a mirror, and their emotion reflects back painfully. Eventually, they self-correct, thinking it was their idea. The sixth principle is presence compression. This is when you reduce visible movement to increase invisible impact. Hold your body still, your eyes steady, your breathing slow. You condense energy inward instead of projecting outward. The room feels your restraint as quiet intensity. In psychological environments, restraint is always read as power. Together, these six principles build something larger. Controlled gravity. Controlled gravity means others orbit your pace. Tone and focus unconsciously. You no longer chase understanding. You create conditions where it comes to you. You stop being pulled by noise and start pulling the field around you. Loud people feel your stillness as weight they cannot move. That weight is not physical. It is psychological command. But calm power hides a paradox few people dare to face. What happens when your silence begins to intimidate the room itself? That question reveals the next layer. Psychological calibration. You believe calm must always feel safe, but the highest calm feels dangerous. You think control means comfort, yet true control begins in discomfort. If you wish to master silence that bends others, learn to embrace friction. This stage is called psychological calibration, the refinement of inner balance under pressure. Here calm becomes not a surface reaction, but an exact internal measurement. You begin to calculate your emotional temperature while others lose theirs. You never notice this, but every power shift starts with who measures better. The first law of calibration is emotional neutrality under threat. People sense threat in tone before words. When you stay tonally flat while they rise, their nervous system misfires. They expect opposition but find emptiness, which confuses the attack pattern. The human brain cannot continue hostility when feedback disappears. You become a mirror that reflects nothing, and nothing cannot be fought. The second law is controlled empathy without absorption. This means reading emotional data without entering emotional space. You observe their energy, label it, and feed none of it back. Say internally, anger detected, not, they are angry at me. This one separation line saves entire conversations from collapse. You remain aware, but untouchable, the essence of strategic compassion. The third law is temporal. Control, never respond instantly when your emotion spikes. Wait. 2 full breaths before any movement or sound. You are not stalling. You are reclaiming time perception. When you slow internal time, external noise loses meaning. You experience what ancient tacticians called the pause of dominance. Others sense it, and their confidence fades while yours expands. The fourth law is voice modulation by energy reflection. When someone grows loud, you reduce energy instead of volume. Speak softer, slower, but with lower pitch and full clarity. The body reading this sound recalibrates unconsciously. It senses authority not through volume, but stability. Volume competes, stability conquers. The fifth law is visual detachment through micro-stillness. Every twitch, blink, or shift betrays internal turbulence. Calm authority appears through reduction of micro-movements. Each second of stillness multiplies the psychological weight you carry. In that silence, they begin to monitor their own behavior subconsciously. You are no longer part of their chaos. You are their reflection of control. The sixth and final law is internal silence after interaction. Never carry emotional residue from one conflict into another. After leaving, stay still, breathe deeply, and observe what lingers. Name each emotion and let it evaporate without judgment. That act cleans your mental surface for the next power exchange. True composure is not what happens during conflict, but after it. Combine these 6 laws, and you become what manipulators fear most. Unreadable presence. You neither absorb their emotion nor reveal your own. You create a mental mirror that reflects only what you choose. Loud minds cannot survive inside that mirror. They exhaust themselves trying, and when the storm dies, you are still standing, calm, deliberate, untouchable. This completes the foundation of calm authority. But mastery does not end with silence. It begins with transformation. So ask yourself one last question before you move forward. If calmness can silence others, what could awareness do to the entire world?